he's just got to continue to come. I'd love for them all to come in. The other thing that keeps me optimistic about Peter is that he's been able to come through stretches like this in his career before and bounce back. Having that confidence that you've gone through something like this before and come through it is vital.
All right, everybody. Welcome to episode 137 of the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast. I'm Chad.
I'm Dale. We got the kinks all worked out tonight, baby.
We got the kinks worked out. This is our trade deadline recap. We're going to talk about what the Leafs did, what maybe they didn't do, what maybe they should have done.
Who's coming? Who's going? Who's coming?
So let's get into it. Let's just get right into it. We'll go back to yesterday and talk about the big trade that happened. So yesterday afternoon, it was announced that the Leafs had acquired Mark Giordano from the Seattle Kraken. It took about 7 months for us to find out what was sent in return and the details of the trade, but apparently they had to wait till 5 o'clock for cap reasons.
Yeah,
but even
found
before
that out later, right? They were intentionally waiting.
Yes, they were intentionally waiting, but even before that, they had put Peter Mrazek on waivers.
Didn't see that one coming.
No, we didn't see that coming, and we kind of expected that maybe, just maybe, someone might take a chance on old Pete.
No.
But didn't happen. Didn't happen.
No,
He ended up clearing waivers. So Mark Giordano and Colin Blackwell come to Toronto from Seattle in exchange for a second-round pick in 2022, a second-round pick in 2023, and a third-round pick in 2024. Dale, I've been waiting to ask you this. What do you think?
Okay.
What do you think of getting Gio?
Well, I only called this one about 2 fucking months ago, but it's funny, man. Like like they had to do something. They were out of was Giordano the guy they wanted, or were they like down to like, okay, we have to get Giordano because everybody else is fucking gone?
I think it was the guy they wanted. I think so. I mean, for what they had to give and to fit it into the cap and all that, and I think he wanted to come to Toronto, so he had Seattle's hands tied because he only wanted to go to Toronto, and the relationship with Brody. But maybe, I mean, they had to have their sticks in the fire everywhere else, right? Yeah, I mean, you're not doing your job if you're not knocking on the doors, seeing what's available, kicking the tires.
No, of course, man. And look, like, I mean, the last podcast we did where we were really working out the kinks on Saturday night.
We apologize. That was a bad one on Saturday.
We're back here. We're back. We're looking good. We're back in action here. Maybe better than ever right now. Maybe better than ever. So, look, on Saturday night, I said once, like, the Bruins were making their deals and the Panthers were making deals, everyone was making deals but the fucking Leafs. I was like, look, dude, they better get Giordano, like, tomorrow. That's exactly what happened here. So we're like, no, that's exactly what happened. Like, Sunday rolls around and Giordano's, like, coming to town, right? But, you know, I don't know, man. I mean, I like the move. I don't think the cost was, they had to do something. What do you want? I don't think the cost was two second rounds and a third rounder, but they also traded Dermott to the Vancouver Canucks and got a third rounder in exchange for that. So really it was a wash there. So really they got Blackwell and Giordano for 2 second round picks. They kept all their prospects. They didn't trade a first.
Yeah. But they didn't get a goalie.
Didn't get a goalie, no.
No, so we'll get into that in a bit, but I wanted to talk about Giordano and how he's going to fit into the lineup.
Yeah.
So now you're going to have a defense right now. Sandin is injured. He's been put on injured reserve. So you're going to have a defense that basically looks like Riley and the Bush, Brody, Giordano, and then Liljegren and Hall until Muzzin comes back.
Well, and now we got a Sandin injury in the works too.
That's what I said. Yeah, he's hurt.
Oh, sorry. So we'll know more on Sandin in the coming days. Like, hopefully, you know, it doesn't look good. Keith today said weeks minimum, but it could be once he's reevaluated in a couple days. Who knows? Like, hopefully it is only going to be a couple weeks, but if this turns into, you know, a couple weeks puts us into, you know, early April here and the playoffs are starting in a month, basically. If it's anything serious, like if he needs surgery or whatever, like we don't know what's up with Sandin. So let's say Sandin is, let's just take him out of the equation for right now. Okay, let's say Sandin was in the picture. My pairs would be, with the acquisition of Giordano, I would go Riley, Labushkin.
The Bush.
Brody, Giordano.
Yep.
As of right now, with Muzzin out, Sandin and Liljegren. That's if they were all healthy right now, ready to go down the stretch. Now, what about you? Or do you not want to do that because Sandin's not going to play?
Yeah, I think until Sandin comes back, and Muzzin too.
Yeah, Muzzin.
It is what it is.
Jury's still out on Big Muzz.
But if you think about it, if you think it wasn't that long ago where our defense consisted of Riley, Hainsey, Zaitsev, Gardner, Dermott.
Dude, Mrs. Hainsey. Why didn't they trade? Where's Hainsey? Is he still playing or is he retired?
I have no idea. I
don't know why Kyle Dubas didn't pick up the phone and just call Mrs. Hainsey and say, "Look, we need Ron down here pronto."
Yeah, get Ron. Even just as a coach.
We need Ron down here pronto.
But it's funny. That was our defense not too long ago. And now you've got Riley, Muzzin, Giordano, Brody, the Bush, Sandin, Hall, Liljegren. Basically, Travis Dermott was your 8th guy.
Yeah,
he wasn't going to get in the lineup if everyone was healthy. So
no.
I think it's going to be good. I think Giordano will give you what you need. He's going to give you a little push. He's going to give you a little experience in the playoffs. But to be perfectly honest, man, I'm really worried about the goaltending. Like, I don't think any of this is going to matter if they can't make a save. You know, Chris just joined us on our YouTube live. He says we are fucked if Campbell doesn't get it together.
Yeah, well,
they're basic. If you don't have Campbell, what do you have?
Okay, I'll get to the goalies here shortly, but I just want to stick on the D pairs for a second. So, Giordano, do you think they should have added more on defense, or are you happy with just Giordano and we'll see where everything shakes out health-wise with Muzzin and Sandin and all that?
Yeah, we'll just see where it shakes out health-wise.
Do you not
Adam, I agree. Hall has to be in the press box.
Well, do you not think they maybe should have added more on the back end, or are you happy with what they did?
Well, on just strictly defense alone?
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it because
I would have liked one more.
Well, you can only have so many cooks in the kitchen. I
would have brought in another depth guy, like a Luke Shen.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that would be the answer, but I'm okay with this.
Would you take Shen over Justin Hall as a depth guy?
Yeah, I would take a lot of things over Justin Hall.
So there you go.
I don't think Justin Hall's played that good this year. But it is what it is, and Hall doesn't have to play. If Muzzin and Sandin are healthy, Hall will be in the press box.
I'm not okay.
You think they're going to scratch Sandin if Muzzin and Sandin are healthy?
No, absolutely not. But let's take into consideration what's going on with Sandin. He might not be available to them. So let's say this. Let's take Sandin out of the equation. Then my D pairs would possibly be Riley, Labushkin, Giordano, Brody, Muzzin, and Hall are your 5-6 when Muzzin is ready to go. So you're not playing Liljegren in the playoffs, and if Sandin can't go, and so in that equation, if Sandin's healthy, then I'm going to play Sandin with Muzzin in my bottom pair. Hall's going to be my depth guy, but soon enough, like I've said this many times on this podcast, I have no faith that Jake Muzzin is going to contribute to this team either down the stretch run or in the playoffs at all. Like, I just don't see it happening. He'll get re-injured or something will happen. I just don't see them counting on Muzzin.
No, and that's what a lot of people were saying. I saw, like, listening to the radio and listening to things, a lot of people were saying that is basically Giordano is your safety net because Muzzin's going to have his annual playoff injury.
So if Muzzin is if he comes back and gets hurt again or he gets hurt in the playoffs,
you're going to have Hall and Sandin.
That's not what I would do. If Muzzin's not in the lineup, then my bottom pair, if Sandin is healthy, is going to be Sandin and Liljegren. That's how I would do it. I'm only playing Hall if Muzzin is back and playing and is healthy and Sandin can't go. Other than that, I'm not playing Justin Hall. But it's a lot of ifs and ends and buts here. Like, we'll see. Like, we don't know what's up with Sandin. We really don't know what's up with Muzzin time-wise. And even if he does come back, you can't rely on fucking Jake Muzzin on this team. You just can't right now.
No. But also in this trade, they got Colin Blackwell, which...
Well, Cachet, right?
Exactly. Cachet's hurt.
He's toast. He's fucking toast.
So
no chance.
You got a piece with Giordano, you got a piece that I think can help the team. Sort of a playoff kind of guy. He's not a big guy, he's small, but he plays big, he plays hard. That's what she said.
Yeah.
So
well, as long as he plays that's all that matters, man. Yeah, he's a 5'9" guy, but he sound like he plays he's buddies with little Kerfoot, so they'll probably have their little, they'll probably get together for a good master debate once he gets into town. And
but he could be a decent player for them.
No, he could be. Like, is this guy going to be a regular? I don't know. Like, they sent a bunch of guys down to the Marlies, but was this just because of the trade deadline and they're trying to clear more room? Like, will Robertson be back up tomorrow? Like, who's taking Cachet's spot, basically? Is it Blackwell or Robertson coming back up? Like, what are they going to do there?
Yeah, we won't find out until tomorrow.
So there's still
But now the dust has settled, and this is it. This is the team for the playoffs.
Yeah, there's still a lot of balls in the air. But for who's going to be in the lineup on a night-to-night basis, the health of some of these guys and all that. But before we move off the D pairs, because that's obviously the big thing here, do you think Giordano's going to play with Brody or no?
I think so. That would be my guess, but I don't know.
So you think they keep Riley with Lyubushkin, they put Giordano with Brody because there's, those guys have had some serious master debate times together.
Yeah, serious success.
So, like, Giordano won a Norris Trophy 3 years ago playing alongside TJ Brody. So, it just would make sense to me, at least to start putting those two back together as your top pair. Riley
and LaBush go to 3-4?
In my opinion.
Well, I don't know.
But check this out. Like, I know I'm really driving home the D pairs here, but Riley Lyubushkin, Giordano, Brody, Muzzin, Hall. Let's say it ends up being that. You're taking a lot of offense out of that D-core, and it becomes a lot of, like, those guys are just playing defense. Some of them not that great, like Justin Hall. But that's a different look, man. If it ends up being, like, if Sandin can't go and those are your six, Muzzin comes back, that's a really different look back there, is it not? Like,
yeah, it is. It is. That's why I don't think Sandin should come out. Like, if he's healthy in the playoffs, I do not want to see Justin Hall playing on this team over Rasmus Sandin for that exact reason. I think Sandin, he may be more skilled. I think he's more physical than Justin Hall. He lays more hits and he just plays a better game. He's a better defenseman. He's younger, but he's a better defenseman. So
I agree. What about Chris is throwing in a? Can we pull comments in? How does this work? I'm just gonna try something here for a second. Oh, would you look at that? There's a new one. Matthew Nye, read it, Chad.
Matthew Nye is going to get a contract, and hopefully he can be our Cole Caulfield for the playoffs.
I'm really figuring this streaming thing out.
Dale's becoming a big producer on this streaming stuff.
Knocking it out of the park here. But, okay, Matthew Nyes.
Matthew Nyes.
Tell people what I told you yesterday when the Giordano trade came down.
Yeah, you fell for the fake Leaf account on Twitter.
Yeah, I thought it was.
So did 100,000 other people. But you basically said Giordano is coming for Matthew Nyes, Travis Dermott, and a second-round pick or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa. I get Travis Dermott and his second-round pick, but Matthew Nyes has a ton of upside. He is a good young player. So I could totally see him getting a contract. They did ship out...
Where is he playing right now? Is he in the NCAA? Where is he? Is he in college in the States or university in the States?
Matthew Nyes?
Yeah. Where's he playing?
He's playing all over, baby.
Okay, I don't know where he's playing.
He's playing all over.
I don't know where he's playing his juniors. So
he's playing with the moms.
Oh.
He's playing with the sisters.
Then he's gonna have no time to be helping this team. He's got his hands full. Let's just say, big time.
No, he like the story on this kid is he's got a ton of upside. And I was like, whoa, they did not trade him for Giordano. But then you're like, no, I fell for a fake Twitter account.
Yeah, so I was wrong. I botched that one, but
yeah, I was glad.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Matthew Nyes. We'll see. Like the Leafs have a couple guys like that could come in and contribute down the stretch run or into the playoffs. But are the Leafs they don't really, because they're so tight against it, they don't really strike me as the type of team like that did help Montreal last year in their playoff run. Like, will the Leafs do the same thing? Would they be willing? Who would they take it? And if there's no injuries, who are they taking out up front to put in someone like Nyes or someone like, I don't know.
Well, I think it would be an injury only.
Right.
I don't think you would take anybody out. But who knows?
So he's playing it about. Here we go again, Chad. Here we go. Adam says, yeah, he's playing NCAA about to start the playoffs.
But he's also playing all over.
This kid's got his hands full, man. Over. He's probably buried in some sisters and some moms, like you said. So he's about to start the playoffs. So this guy's, come on. It's getting much less likely that we're going to see Nyes. He's got his hands full.
But I wouldn't have traded him for Giordano. So
no, and Giordano coming home to Toronto, like, he's 38, he's a UFA. Seattle eats half the contract, by the way, too, right? So
yeah, that was the best part. It was the only way they could get it to work.
Yeah, and I think there's a good chance he's winding down. He's like, Spezza-wise, he's home in Toronto. You see him chasing money in the offseason as a UFA, or you see him taking a Spezza-friendly deal to stick around with the Toronto Maple Leafs?
I could see him taking a Spezza-friendly deal.
100%. I think he finishes
just to be a
career
depth guy.
Yeah, 100%. Like,
who knows,
Or maybe more than a depth guy. Like, who knows how he's gonna perform. I think Giordano's got more than.
Oh, we just lost Dale. Well, you know what? Adam and Chris, they hung around and we just chatted. So it's fine. Now let's get back and we'll edit that all out of the podcast.
That really fucking.
We'll start fresh. So let's start with the goaltending. I know, technology, man.
I'm just thrown off now, completely thrown off. I was all fired up and ready to go, and then everything just fucking went to shit. Fuck. Go ahead, man. I don't know. Where were you guys? What were you talking about? Like, where were you at?
We're basically talking about the goaltending. So, they got Giordano. They shored up the defense and all that, but did they shit the bed? And Chris said it earlier. I put the comment on the screen. I could go back and find it, but, like, do you agree? Kyle's ass is on the line if they get bounced in the first round. Do you not think it would have been smart of him to go get a goalie?
What was he going to do, man? Who was available? Like, what was he going to do?
Well, they picked up that Harry Satir.
Yeah, that didn't work out.
Got picked up by Arizona on waivers, but he wouldn't have been the answer.
No, if it wasn't Fleury, which, Fleury went to Minnesota for like a first-round pick. That was it, I think. I don't think there was anything else. It was like a conditional first or something. Obviously, he chose to go there, wanted to stay in the West, I guess. But, and that whole thing about the Dragger saying, like, oh, the Leafs offered this and this, but it never even got to Fleury to see if he would waive his no trade to come to Toronto. So if it wasn't Fleury, who are you taking? Were any other goalies even traded?
I don't think so.
Nobody of significance. No. So what are you going to do, man? If it's not Fleury, who are you trading? Who are you trading for? Like, that's the whole thing. So you can say, like, yeah, I wish they would have got a goalie, but
there was no. You're saying there's just nobody out there.
No, there wasn't, man. Nobody of significance. Like, what are you going to trade for James Reimer, who's like James? Reimer.
Do you kind of go back? Like, should Kyle be on the hook? I know they didn't do it at the deadline, but should he be on the hook if they get bounced in the first round because of goaltending for being like, look, you built a great team, but in the offseason, you didn't do enough to shore up the goaling. You let Freddie Anderson walk. You relied on Jack Campbell, and you signed Peter Mrazek.
Maybe. It
wasn't enough.
We'll have to see how it plays out. Like, I'm not opposed to that. I'm just, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Like, maybe. But, I don't know. Like, is it all going to be on Dubas if Campbell shits the bed? Like, this is basically Campbell, or for me, it's Shalgren. If Campbell can't get it done, you're going to the fucking rookie, man. And that's scary, obviously. But I don't see.
Capo out of the Wild got traded.
Oh, well, whoop-de fucking do.
Yeah, nothing of significance, though.
Like, what's that going to do for the Leafs? Yeah, because they upgraded. They got Fleury. But the whole Fleury thing is, I don't believe, personally, and we'll never know this. Well, maybe we will, but I don't think Fleury was coming to the Leafs. Even if Dubas put an offer on the table that was like, okay, I'm cool with this, let's make it happen, I think Fleury probably would have kiboshed it. Like, no, I don't want any part of that. Do you not think?
Yeah, no, I could totally see that.
Minnesota plays a style that Fleury, I don't know. I guess he thinks he can. They play a tougher defensive style than the Leafs do. If he wants to, be the savior, he would have had to have been relied on as the savior here. That's the kind of whole thing. And he's done that before for teams in the playoffs. But I don't know. I am a little bit disappointed that they didn't get Fleury, but at the same time, I get it. He probably didn't want to come here in the first place, and you take Fleury out of the equation. I don't think there was a goalie out there that I would have traded for that would have made sense. You look at the goalies that got dealt, it wasn't anything of significance other than Fleury. So
and the ones that were on the market, I totally agree with you. It was bringing James Reimer in going to help? Was bringing Forsberg in from Ottawa? None of this was going to help.
No. So you take your chances with Jack Campbell when he gets back, and if Campbell falters again, you go to Källgren. I'm done with Mrazek. It's over. I'm not giving him another chance. Although, Dubas' comments today, did you catch his comments? Mrazek cleared waivers. Clifford cleared waivers. Jerry, what's the goalie's name? Harry
Bush? Harry Satire?
Jerry Sateri.
Harry Sateri, that's it.
He gets claimed by Arizona. It's fuck, man. Whatever. But Mrazek clears. But Dubas was talking after the whole thing was over about Mrazek, and he said, he basically said, Mrazek has come before. He needs to come again. We might need him to come again. So that's basically.
But we've been waiting for him to come all year.
Well, that's the thing. He hasn't been able to come yet. But Dubas said he has come before, not this season, but he has come in the past. He hasn't come yet here, but Dubas said we might need him to come again. So think about that.
Well, I'm thinking about it, and I'm just like, are we going to rely our whole season on waiting for Peter Mrazek to come?
Well, no, you can't. No, you can't. He's too blocked up, I think. I don't think it's going to happen, personally. But,
Källgren's been coming a little bit.
Källgren's had a little bit of come, but in him, he's had a little bit of come in him. But even he's going to be, we're going to need to see a lot more come out of Källgren down the stretch. Especially, right now, I'm in a position where until Campbell's ready to go, I'm just playing Källgren every fucking night. I'm not putting Mrazek back in there. Why would you?
So Mrazek cleared waivers. Are they going to send him down?
As of right now, no, because they don't have two goalies. He'll be back. He'll be backing up.
Adam says that he just needs to take a piss before he can come.
Well, that doesn't work for everybody.
No, it doesn't.
So
I'm sure he's tried everything.
I don't know. He hasn't. Well, not everything. I mean,
sometimes it's a mental thing.
Like Meatloaf said, man, I would do anything.
But I won't do that.
That's right. So, look, it's not. We don't know what this guy's tried or what he hasn't. But I would probably say with Mrazek is he got the groin injury, basically the first save he made this season when he was in net, way back in October. I just would pin it on that. He's never fully recovered from that, man.
Oh, he let the first shot in that he faced as a Maple Leaf, and then he pulled his groin.
And it's just it's never healed. So you can just write him off. So it's Campbell and it's Källgren. That's it. For me, that's it. So if Jack can't get it done, we're going with the Swedish rookie. That's for me, is it not? Fuck, I might put Hutch in there over Mrazek for a game or two. Well,
that's
seriously.
Sad. That's sad if we're going back to the Hutch well.
Hutch might be able to get you a fucking win. Mrazek can't. Dude, Hutch has come before.
Yeah, he has, but not big enough.
Not in a long time. No.
And it's been a long time.
But
and he didn't. He never came at the right time. You don't want that. You need someone who knows when to come.
That's right. Right now, none of these guys know when. It's time to come.
But I think Campbell does. I think Campbell can do it.
If it's good, well, that's
He's
Jack's
got a
our
rib
boy,
injury,
right?
and it's hard to come with a rib injury.
Like we'll see what happens here down when we get into the playoffs. Like if it's up against Vasilevsky or Bobrovsky or whoever they end up playing. If it's Freddie Anderson, which is my personal favorite and hope, is that it's the Carolina Hurricanes. That's what I want to see all day long, man. And but it's looking more and more like the Panthers are going to win the division. Like things might just stay the same way they are right now. If the Tampa Bay's in second in the Atlantic, the Leafs are in third. The Bruins are hot on the heel of the Leafs, though, so the Leafs and the Bruins could, change some. There's positioning that's going to change, but I don't know. I wouldn't be too disappointed slipping to a wild card and getting the Carolina Hurricanes in the first round. I would love to see that. Freddie Anderson, Bobrovsky, or Vasilevsky. Come on, you got to shake your chances against Freddie, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So, but I don't like the Rod Brindamore factor. That scares the shit out of me. But,
You want to steer clear of Rod Brindamore, because if anybody can make you come.
Hang on. I gotta throw this one up here. We're talking semis. He did help Dallas get to the semis in the bubble. Who are we talking about here? Who helped Dallas get to the semis? I think you're talking about Colorado there, bud, and Hutch. Hutch was on Colorado, not on Dallas, unless you're talking about someone else. I think, unless I don't know who we're talking about. We were talking about Hutch. Who else could it be? None of the other ones were in the playoffs recently. Remember when Hutch went to Colorado and then their goalies all got hurt and Hutch was like the last guy in there for them in the playoffs in the bubble? He must be talking about Hutch.
Yeah, I remember that. He actually didn't play that bad, but he wasn't good enough to get you to the Stanley Cup.
Oh, no, but that's probably why they lost.
Oh, you were right. He said, shit, you're right.
They lost to Dallas. So, yeah, so you were right. You said he did help Dallas get to the semis in the bubble. Yeah, technically he did help Dallas get there.
Because he played net.
Because he was playing net, the other team. So... Anyway,
bottom line is they didn't do anything on the goaltending, and a lot of people are going to be pissed at that. But I agree with you. He didn't. There was nothing he could do, unless it was Fleury. You weren't upgrading the goaltending on this team.
No, that's right.
So,
and will Mrazek come again?
No,
I don't think so.
No, he done.
But let's talk about this, Chad. Now, did you catch any of the marathon of trade deadline coverage on Sportsnet or TSN?
Fuck.
Did you catch any of it? Okay.
Yeah, and I had the radio going all morning. So I caught a lot of it.
Oh, so they,
hours upon hours.
They weren't carrying the same as the TV broadcast though, right?
They would actually go to the TV, like I was listening to TSN 1050, they would go to the TV studio and play clips. But there was nothing happening. There wasn't that many trades. It was all just depth trades.
So TSN had on their panel, they had Bobby Margarita was kicking around. Like, they had all the heavyweights in there. And I meant to bring this up on the last podcast, too, because when we did the live stream of the Heritage Classic game, and remember me talking about Cheryl Pounder. I said, Sportsnet, why don't you fucking fire up Cheryl Pounder? The next game after that, when they played Dallas and Jeff O'Neill, O-Dog was on, March break. I meant to bring this up and I forgot. You know who was on the panel that night?
Yeah, Cheryl Pounder.
She popped up out of fucking nowhere. Eh?
I thought you knew she was going to be on there, and that's why you kept bringing her up.
I did not. I had no idea, but it was great. She is becoming a favorite of mine. She was on the TSN panel today, and it was great. She was looking great. Cheryl Pounder, just a great name to say. She knows her shit. Cheryl Pounder, she's been around. She knows what's going on. So anyway, Bobby Margarita, Cheryl Pounder, a bunch of others. But Gino Reda, man.
Did you see Gino Reda getting the lacrosse? Was it Gino dressed in the lacrosse?
Yeah, Gino fucking throws on the lacrosse goalie shit. And totally not fair. Because they had him playing lacrosse goalie in a fucking hockey net. Not a lacrosse net.
Yeah, I saw that.
Not fair. And then they had one of the guys from Toronto Rock and one of the girls that works at TSN taking shots on him, and he was actually pretty decent, but
he's Gino Reda.
But he was wearing a fucking Jofa, an old school Jofa mask. He had a Jofa helmet with remember Arturs Urbe? it would look like, I think it might have been Archer Survey's mask.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it looked like. Anyway,
Archer Survey always fucking, I could never understand. Did anyone ever go to him at one point in his career and be like, dude, like, change the bucket?
Oh yeah, O-Dog said he hated it.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. Like, you're in the NHL and you look back and it looks like you have a fucking beer leaguer who just took his dad's helmet from the 80s and jumped in net, and you're like, come on, man.
Yeah, come on, Archer Survey. But yeah, what a brutal mask that was. But anyway, Gino Reda, he was totally wearing it, and it was awesome. So that was the highlight of the day, because there wasn't really a lot of...
I don't know if you noticed this, watching all the deadline stuff, but they kept interviewing on the radio. They kept interviewing analysts from other cities.
Yeah,
so they would bring in Tampa Bay and Florida and talk about them. There was one consistent theme. None of them gave Toronto a chance to win.
Yeah. Well,
like Tampa talked about how good Florida is and how good Boston is, and they're like, Toronto has they have really good depth on forward. That was what everybody said. Nobody was raving that the Leafs have a shot.
Yeah.
It's like outside of Toronto, they're looking at Toronto as the easy out. The easy out in the first round.
That might be the case.
I know, but it kind of surprised me. I mean, they're a good team.
They are, but like you look at the season that the Panthers have had, and Tampa's Tampa, it's like it's hard to see teams beating. It's hard to see anybody beating those teams. But you got to play the games, and we'll see what happens. But I just don't know if the Leafs are built to, and we're going to find out in about a month, like if the Leafs are built to beat like a team like Florida 4 out of 7 games. Like, that's a tough task, man. That's a tough task. And same with Tampa Bay. Like, dude, like, the Leafs we could be looking at a first-round matchup against the Tampa Bay Lightning. And if they somehow are able to squeak through that, you probably got the fucking Panthers waiting for you.
Yeah.
Like, it's not an easy road here. It's going to be fucking tough sledding. Like, if they were able to get through Tampa and the Panthers in the first 2 rounds, like, the third round and the Cup final might be like a fucking breeze compared to those 2 series.
It's true. It's true. If you could just get to the semis, but you got to get through your division first, and you have the hardest division in the league.
Hardest division. It's unbelievable.
Chris says no one believes in us this season. We will win this year. Calling it. Oh, that's brave.
It might happen. Like, we'll see what happens. But anyway. All right, man. I don't know. So overall, Dubas, like, I think he could have done more here, but I think the prices. You see some of the prices, like what Florida paid for Sherratt, and like a lot of these prices were too high, I think, for most of these guys. So I'm happy with Giordano. I kind of wish he did a little bit more depth-wise, but what are you going to do?
There's nothing you can do. It's said and done.
He did, like no first-round picks went out the door, no top prospects, well, no prospects.
No, they don't. One roster player, Travis Dermott.
Yeah, so he kept everything intact, including his prospects and most of his picks. So, I don't think thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle. What do you think for Dubas?
Yeah, I'd say thumbs in the middle.
In the middle.
Yeah.
We won't tell if the goalie situation continues to be a problem going down the stretch and into the playoffs for sure. Then. Can you pin that on Dubas? I don't know. Partially.
But let's see how Giordano does, too.
Yeah, no, I know.
He could come in and really find a groove with the Leafs and make their defense a whole lot better.
Is he going to help Mrazek come? I don't think
so. No, nothing's helping Mrazek. You said Mrazek's not coming. He's done.
But he might help, Jack when he gets back.
Do you think Mrazek plays again this year?
I don't see why he would.
I wouldn't put him in the net.
I don't see why he would.
I bet he finds the net again.
I don't see how, man. Like, you play, like, I think they play Shalgren until Jack
He was at practice today,
yeah,
even though he was on waivers.
He was just waiting to see, like, what was going on. Well, he probably knew no one was going to take, like, Dubas.
I know, but at any moment, someone could have came out on the ice and been like, hey, Pete, you're heading to Arizona or Buffalo or something.
No, I know. That's happened before, though. But no, I mean, I don't know. They don't have a back-to-back until sometime in April, so I'm just playing Shalgren until Campbell's ready. That is it. That is what I'm doing. But do they have other plans? Like I said last podcast, I don't see what the point is in trying to get Mrazek going here because he's not your guy anyway. It doesn't matter. Put him on the bench, send him to the fucking Marlies. Maybe you do send him to the Marlies and just play him and see if he can fucking find anything.
Get a little come out.
When he went to the Marlies earlier in the season when he was coming back from the groin injury, and guess what? Played like fucking absolute shit. So, like, he's this guy. I don't think a trip to the Marlies is going to do this guy any fucking good.
No.
Like, it's maybe, but I don't know. So, I don't know. What do you got? Any final thoughts or final takeaways here? Like,
no, not much. I mean, it is what it is, and we'll see how this team does going forward. I have one piece of advice for Peter Mrazek is just if you just a couple blocks north of the brass rail there's a nice place you get a massage. That might help your brain a little bit. You get in there, tug one out, you're good to go.
That probably would make the most sense for Pete, but I don't know if he's going to be able to like, I just think it's over for him, man. Personally, that's my opinion. But
yeah, for sure.
So yeah, we'll see. So thumbs in the middle for Dubas here. We got a game Wednesday night. I think is the next Leafs game. I don't have it in front of me, but I think it's Wednesday. Only one game this week against the Devils, right? Do you have the schedule up or no?
Yep, just the game against the Devils
on Thursday night. We got I saw at practice today. They were wearing some type of different gear. We got a new jersey that they're going to be sporting tomorrow. Did you see any sneak peeks of this?
No, I didn't see I saw their pictures from practice. The game's on Wednesday, the Devils and Leafs, but I saw their pictures from practice. I didn't notice a different jersey.
They weren't wearing different jerseys, but I saw socks and their pants were not the usual.
Oh, that was for Down Syndrome Day.
No. I don't mean like their socks. I mean like their hockey socks.
Yeah, they wore two different color hockey socks.
Oh, okay. Okay. Anyway, we got a new jersey coming tomorrow. They're sporting, or on Wednesday. They're saying this game. They're queuing it up like it's the next gen game. It's the next generation game. They've been teasing new jerseys, so I think they're wearing. From what I saw, it looks like it's going to be a blue leaf on a blue jersey.
Like the gray kind of blue one that they had?
They didn't show the arms, so I don't know what's going to be up top or like stripe-wise, but it looks to me like it's going to be like one of the modern blue Leafs, but on a navy. I don't know. Anyway, we'll see on Wednesday. But so what are you thinking? So I'm pretty sure we're going to see a new jersey on Wednesday night. But what are you thinking for the next podcast here? Probably do one after the New Jersey game because it'll be Giordano's debut. So maybe we pop on Thursday night and do a Thursday nighter. But then they got the Habs on the 26th and the Panthers. Well, we got a back-to-back this weekend. So who's playing net?
Oh, Jesus. What's the story on Campbell? I know he was out on the ice just for a quick spin around, but
at least a week away. Week away.
You're gonna see Mrazek. You're gonna see Mrazek.
You can't play him against the Florida Panthers.
No, oh God, you're gonna have to go the kid against the Panthers.
That's gonna be very fucking interesting, man. Because if he has a stellar game against the Panthers, then we got a serious conversation on our hands.
Play Mrazek against the Habs Saturday night in Montreal. Play the kid against the Panthers. You can't. Well, you could go back to back with Shalgren if you.
You might have to.
That would really say to Peter, "You're fucking done. But you're not even playing back to backs. You are done."
Putting the kid in there against the Panthers after they played the night before against Montreal. Montreal's not a very good team, but putting the kid in against.
But they're playing really good, and they were doing the Leafs a favor by beating the Bruins tonight.
No, but Montreal?
Yeah.
But I mean putting Shalgren in the second half against the back-to-back against one of the best, if not the best team in the league.
Sorry, Boston won in overtime 3-2.
Oh, well, there you go.
It was 2-1 with just a couple minutes left for Montreal.
So the Bruins are now tied with the Leafs.
The Bruins are now tied with the Leafs, yeah.
So, man, that's going to be interesting Saturday and Sunday to see who is playing net. So, anyway, what do you think? Like, do we go live Sunday night after that game, or what do you want to do?
On Saturday night or Sunday?
No, Sunday. Sorry.
Yeah, we could do Sunday night after the game.
Okay, so
Do a quick podcast.
Thursday night after the Devils game, a short one, Giordano's debut, and then after the back-to-back Montreal Florida game, that Sunday night, I think we should probably pop on and do a live stream, and hopefully we won't have any fucking technical difficulties like tonight.
We are 2 for 2 in technical difficulties.
Next time it's going to be... It was set up to go so fucking smooth tonight, and I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know what happened. My internet didn't go out, so I don't know what happened.
I thought you didn't pay your bill and they just fucking cut you off.
Absolutely not, man. I was prepped and ready to go. I was on fire out of the gates here tonight.
I know. I came into the live stream and you had the background set up and everything was looking good. I'm like, this guy's ready.
I was ready.
And then it just fucking shut you down.
I apologize. Nothing I could have done there.
Oh, we got to read that. Wait, we got to read this one. Adam says, hey, guys, just want to say thanks for doing the podcast. It's my favorite Leaf pod, and I listen to all the different Leaf podcasts. You guys are funny as hell and great analysts. Wow. That's the first time anyone's ever said we're great analysts.
Thank you, Adam. So
we get funny as hell a lot.
I take it you like a tip in or two. That is for sure. So, yeah, man. Sure.
He's a goalie.
Right. Oh, yeah? Well, maybe we'll get you on
He said
the show.
He might dust off the pads and get in there if Mrazek can't do it. And I said, Adam, that couldn't be any worse than Peter Mrazek.
Yeah, that's right. Blow the dust off that stick and get it ready to go. You might need to get in the pipes there for the Leafs. Could see it happening.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us on a live stream and for listening to the podcast for the Tip in Maple Leafs podcast. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at the Tip in Maple Leafs podcast, on Twitter at the Tip in Podcast. Email us at the Tip in Podcast at gmail.com. Check out this YouTube page at the Tip in Maple Leafs podcast. Hit like and subscribe. You can go to our Patreon page, patreon.com/the Tip in Podcast, and donate a little cup of coffee to help us out. And until next time, we will see you after Giordano's debut. Go Leafs, go! The new look Leafs, and we will catch you later. Catch you later, everybody. I just wanted to pop this one up. Are we back? Are we back? Did we not end it? I just wanted to read this before we go. Oh, okay. Play the kid. Peter could sit on the bench and shine his fucking chrome helmet. I am totally in agreement. Dennis, Chad Dale, you guys are awesome. Dennis, you are awesome. Thank you for listening. Thanks, man. All right, guys, we're gonna head her, but we'll be back Thursday night. We're gonna be doing this every time, so if you want to drop in and talk, we can do it. And Sunday night after the Florida Panthers, I'm excited for that game. Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, we'll see you after the new Jersey Devils game. Thursday night podcast coming right at you. Don't you dare miss it. Hopefully we have no more fucking technical difficulties. Yeah, hopefully. We're still working out the kinks. We're still only less than a week into these live streams, but we're going to get her going. And everybody, be cool. We'll catch you fuckers later. Catch you later.